I finally got the grill put back on 12. It's a brand new grill, and it took a little engineering because it didn't quite fit. My opening was about 3/4 of an inch narrower than the grill that I got, but I was able to cut it down, and I put on a center bar, and now 12 looks a lot better. It doesn't look like it got in a fight, so very pleased with the outcome. The time has come to finally reinstall the headliner in 12. I made this panel here that goes into the center recess, and all that is just a piece of extra thick foam board that I covered in brown vinyl. So this is the original headliner that I have repaired. It will be interesting to see if I can get it back into the truck without breaking it, and see if I can get it installed. In preparation for putting the headliner back in, I've done everything that I think I need to do up top. I have resealed the bolts where the visor mounts. I've gone through the wiring when I replaced the clearance lights. And hopefully, once I put this headliner up, I won't have to take it down for a really long time. So the headliner is in. I'm very, very happy with having it in the truck, because that also means that it's out of the shop. I think it looks great considering that it is the original headliner and it was all broke up above the driver's seat. I like the little detail of this pad that I added. We'll see how that holds up. The only thing that still needs to be done is basically between here and here. The front edge of the headliner, just from being pulled up for years and years, I guess, doesn't fit into that channel. But I think I can get just a thin piece of aluminum and slide it in between the headliner and that channel just to kind of cover that front edge. But it doesn't affect the functionality. After going through all the components of the cab jack system, let's see if it'll raise. Always make sure your stuff is secure in the cab before you do this. I would call it a success. I still don't have the guts to go over center. When I decide I want to try that, I'll probably rig some safety chains. But I'm glad to have the cab jack hydraulics back in service. It'll make working on 12 a lot easier. When I first bought 12, we were able to raise the cab. We had to add oil before we did that. And so that helped with the access a lot. And then the second time we went to raise the cab, one of the hoses blew. So I went ahead and I had all new hoses made for the entire hydraulic system on 12. And then at the same time, because the pump was disconnected, I did have that looked at, and they replaced an O-ring on that. So we got that back. I put everything back together again. I was able to raise the cab a couple times, and then it just stopped working. So I was able to determine that one of the hydraulic cylinders was leaking by, and so I took both of them off. There's one on each side, and took that to the hydraulic shop and had those rebuilt. And at some point in the past, somebody must have put in some incompatible fluid, because according to the hydraulics guy, the rubber seals in the hydraulic cylinder were just goo. They were totally gone. So he replaced those. I got those back. I went ahead and I took apart the pump again, cleaned out any old excess fluid. I cleaned all the lines out. I reassembled everything, put in fresh hydraulic fluid, and success. We have a lifted cab.